I have come to the realization that virgins are a thing of the past and they're never coming back. This is the new world that we live in. I remember a time when men could get a girl that has never been touched by another man, and her soul and peace leave were pure and waiting for that one man who would become her husband. Well, all that changed overnight to the point where it's almost impossible to get a virgin girl who has never been with another man. And just because she has never been penetrated doesn't mean she hadn't taken the salami up the back door, down her gullet, or got eaten out before she met you. Yeah, I know you don't want to imagine it, but that's a new reality we men must accept. Virgin women are basically extinct, and your chance of getting your personal virgin is slim to none, and you know in America, slim has been dead. Not only that, a lot of girls who are virgins already have the mindset of a 304, meaning that although their body has never gotten the chance to go out and explore getting dug out, their mindset is already set focused on the streets and hopping from digging stick to digging stick. Remember, many of these young women have been exposed to prawn and over-sexualized content in music and social media. They have essentially been programmed for the streets before living that life. And often it's just fear or their controlling parents holding them back from going all the way. But as soon as they get over that fear, or they are no longer under their parents' roof, especially in college, these girls tend to go wild and on a salami shopping spree. I know some of you guys must have heard or known a virtuous girl who became a full-fledged 304 as soon as she went to the college dorms and got ran through by the defensive line back and the basketball team. This is a piece of anecdotal evidence, but I've seen more than one of these cases in my lifetime to believe that it's more common than most people think. So when I was in college, before I dropped out, I failed a class and had to do it over with a new set of students that were my juniors since we were doing the same course. And one of the girls that were in that program was fresh from her hometown, and when I first met her, I always thought she had wandering eyes. But because I was a monkey simp back then in a relationship with a girl that to this day hasn't given me her peace leave, I decided I was going to be a good man and not let temptation get the better of me. Although something told me I could have gotten her if I really tried based on the body language that she was giving me. Well, one of my homeboys ended up clapping her cheeks, and he told me that she was a virgin. He told me that she told him she wanted to have bedroom fun and get it over with no strings attached. Lord have mercy, to this day, it pains my heart to know that if I tried, it could have been me popping her cherry. And it wasn't like she made it difficult for him either. They went to a beachside and did it. After that happened, I heard she went in these streets, Ma Brothers, to the point where I believe a video got circulated of her gobbling salami all over the campus. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it, but she confirmed it was true later on. To this day, I haven't popped a cherry, so imagine how I felt hearing that my friend got the cherry. The amount of L's I took trying to be a good man, I'm never doing that ish ever again. I swear, brothers, never again. The point of the story is to show you that although a girl might physically have her hymen intact, that doesn't mean she doesn't want to be in these streets. So if you thought that all virgins are good women automatically, you have no idea how far the decline has gotten. She may be in the flesh a virgin, but in the spirit, she is a huge 304 waiting to get the courage to do what she's always wanted to do. I hope you guys understand and internalize this message, because many girls with a hymen have done other things with men and some with other women. Just putting that out there so you understand it's not a game out here in these streets. You might think you're the first to have gotten her peace leave, but she has been tainted by her ex and girlfriends already. She didn't go all the way for some reason, but that didn't stop her from getting eaten out by her best friend or her cousin. These things are happening, you just won't hear about them. I know I just destroyed a lot of you guys' hopes and dreams, but I won't lie to you guys because I know people who had similar things happen to them. Now that we've laid the foundation of the video, let us look at the modern women of today who cannot keep their legs closed to save their lives. I believe that all men watching this video are aware that damn near all modern women will have a high body count by the time they are ready to settle down and get married, especially the women living in the West. So why the hell is this happening when before it was not this widespread? First, we have to blame the womanist movement for leading millions, if not hundreds of millions of women astray. With the womanist movement promoting being sexually liberated and free, this has given modern women a chance they've always wanted to go out in these streets and have bedroom fun without shame and restrictions. So what did modern women do? They went out in masses to enjoy riding the CC in their prime, because why settle down when you can put off getting married until in your 30s and 40s? So the day that men lost authority over women and the women around them stopped holding each other accountable and participated in hookup culture, that was the day that modern women would forever have a high body count. Back then, women used to hold other women accountable and slut shame other women and keep them in check if they decided to go against social norms and participate in 304 culture. But when all the women joined together and encouraged each other to have as many sex with as many men and women as they possibly could, while grooming their young daughters to not settle in their prime. Instead, focus on their careers and HO it up. then it was a wrap. So the main reason most women will always have a high body count is due to the impact of the womanist movement and the fact that they want to be in these streets. Make no mistake, women have always wanted to be in these streets. That's why men in society went to great lengths to keep women in check and prevent them from sleeping around before getting married. Because our ancestors knew that the moment we give women sexual liberation, it would have been over for society. And what do we see today as a result of giving women power and freedom to be in these streets? They are in masses in these streets. It has reached the point that if a woman does not want to be in these streets, she is shamed and ridiculed by women in society and women in their own families for not wanting to be a 304. If a woman does not want to go out there and live her best life, other miserable women will shame her into going out there and riding the CC and making sure she doesn't marry early either. This is how sick these people are and how deep the programming goes. They would prefer that girl go out in these streets, become a single mother, and wreck the rest of her life than staying pure for her husband. And women wonder why men are saying no to relationships with these nut jobs. And we typically see this from women raised by a single mother, not a two-parent household. Understand that this is part of a bigger plan by the elites to keep men and women apart. And their goal is to weaken the family by removing the father and using divide and conquer. I cannot go deep into this topic, but just know that the New World Order has its agenda, and it involves the womanist movement. This leads us to the next point of women having no father or male figure in their lives to prevent them from having a high body count. If you look at why we see women fumbling through life and the main reason for many of their problems, it will typically stem from the home. This goes for men too, but since we are focusing on women, we have to cater this message to the young girls who grew up without a father. Most problems that we see in society stem from the home and a lack of male leadership in the home. Thanks to modern women playing right into the hands of the New World Order, they had successfully driven the men out of the home when they were financially incentivized by the system for monetary gain, and by doing so, they ended up dooming their own female daughters just for a little bit of money. It's no surprise that having a strong father in kids' lives significantly helps with their development, but especially when it comes to young girls, if they don't get that love and attention from their fathers, they go out in the world seeking that attention from other men in the form of sex, and this usually leads them to become codependent in long-term relationships or be a part of the 304 culture. So we have women again to blame for their young daughters being in these streets and on the rooster carousel. And instead of sticking to their one man and riding out their boring marriage, these women would prefer to divorce, rake their husbands to kingdom come mainly because they are unhappy or the family's money became funny and they decide to try and get a better man. This is the sad reality of young girls these days. They get stripped of their fathers all because of a selfish mother. Some men are to be blamed for stepping out on their family without a good reason, and if you do that, you are setting up your kids for failure because most women have no plan for their kids. So if you knock up a woman who isn't trying to keep the child away or is not trying to punish you for leaving her, then take care of your damn kids. But the final obstacle for young women today is their friends and society wanting them to be in these streets. I already mentioned the elite's agenda, but the other people besides society trying to make women have a high body count are their 304 friends. Look, gents, birds of a feather flock together, and women will likely follow each other down to hell and struggleville. So any woman with friends that are a part of the elite's agenda of living free in the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah, then it's only a matter of time before they encourage the woman in their friend group who isn't for the streets to be in these streets and rack up her body count. Trust me on this one, guys. I've seen it played out in real life numerous times when I was in high school and college. These 304s would encourage and set up men who have no place being with a decent girl on the girl in the friend group who is the relationship and marriage-minded type, and he would turn her out. By the end of the year, that friend group would have been fractured and broken up, and the decent girl was a full-fledged salami smuggler and nymphomaniac. Trust me, guys, I've seen these girls go from decent to having trains run on them in the span of a year. It's not a game out here, guys, you best believe. When they say that misery loves company and birds of a feather flock together, you better believe it. Tap that thumbs up button if you agree with this message, and thank you guys for allowing us to hit 15,000 subscribers. It means a lot to us, and we appreciate all of you, even the haters. Shout out to the haters of this message. Without your support and the support of our community, we couldn't have reached this far. Again, we appreciate everyone who takes time out of their day to support this message, and if you guys want to donate, the links to our PayPal and Cash Apps are in the description box below. Remember, gents, most women in society have a high body count, so why commit when she gave it away for free?